Some names are familiar, others will be by the end of the season. Today from Norman, Oklahoma, we get an inside look at the 2014 Oklahoma football team. It's the Red-White Spring Football Game coming to you from Norman. Hello again, everybody. Along with Dave Lapham, I'm Ron Thulin. Dave, the Sooners ended 2013 on a 4-game win streak, including that exciting win over Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. But coaches were very quick to point out to us this week that was last year.
Absolutely. Bob Stoops' message is, let's build on that. That football team last year did not win the Big 12 championship. That's the first goal every year for the Sooners. After that, everything takes care of itself. This is where you develop football players in the spring. This is where you develop depth as well. Who's going to step up and make plays? Some answers will be determined today.
Well, coming into this spring football season, Bob Stoops and the coaching staff, they had definite ideas of what areas they needed improvement and what players needed to improve.
Well, one guy that they really know what his role is going to be is Trevor Knight. This is his football team after the way he performed in the Sugar Bowl. He's a quick twitch, explosive athlete that's learning and maturing with every single snap. He used to play quarterback, now a tight end. He sees tight end through quarterback's eyes. Blake Bell. You know, he knows where to be, and he knows how to get there. He's going to be a weapon in the red zone because of his size, length, and strength. And running back position. What are they going to do there? Keith Ford, downhill, violent runner, who's got an angry approach to every carry. Alex Ross, a big man with track speed, will lower his pads, and he will absolutely thump you. There's no question about that. Who is Knight going to throw the football to? Sterling Shepard will not be playing today. He's the unquestioned go-to guy. But K.J. Young, this is a big day for him. He's had an excellent spring. Big, strong hands, a complete wide receiver. He's going to play in the slot as well as outside. Gino Grissom, maybe the most versatile football player on this team, has played tight end, defensive end. Now the biggest jack linebacker in captivity, 6'4", 265. He can stuff the run. He can rush the passer. He can also drop back into coverage and play in space. And with that said, on the back end, who's going to step up at safety? Who's going to step up at the other corner? Front seven may be one of the more dominant in the country. The back end, let's see who's going to make plays today.
Maybe April, but he's pumped up already. No question about it. We got a lot planned today, including Bob Stoops will be mic'd throughout practice. You will get the inside skinny from him. On the other side of the break, we'll get the Red-White game underway from Norman. Your business could save hundreds and even thousands in fuel costs with our live GPS tracking service. Visit usfleettracking.com. US Fleet Tracking, anything that moves, anywhere. And we welcome you back inside of Memorial Stadium, and we want to have to talk about the scoring. They've simplified it this year. Now, Toby Rowland in the pregame show said it gets confusing. Bottom line is, it's red versus white. Whatever quarterback jersey, the color of his numbers, they get points. Is that pretty simple, Dave?
Very simple. The quarterbacks are in the blue. You can't hit them. You got to take care of them. But the number that they're wearing, that's the team that they're trying to score points for.
Trevor Knight will put it up on the first play of the game. He goes deep to the outside, and it is knocked away. Quentin Hayes doing a nice job from that strong safety spot. And he's one of the players, Dave, that the coaches were telling us over the last 3 days has to step up. Anybody in that safety position.
Well, he showed us that his biggest talent is coverage. They want a little more impact out of him, a little more suddenness in terms of turnovers.
Second down and 10. Ford is in the backfield joining Knight. And Knight puts it up again. Tipped, and as it ticks off, incomplete. So Trevor Knight starts out 0 for 2. Jordan Evans doing a nice job getting his hand on it.
Yeah, Jordan Evans gets nice drop from his linebacker position. He's playing at the linebacker spot and drops, gets the right hand up and knocks it down with that big right mucker. And now it's 3rd and long. This is great for the defense. It's not where you want to be offensively. That's just a good job playing your responsibilities. Nice drop from the line of scrimmage by Evans.
You can see the camera on top of Trevor Knight's head. They use that a lot in coaching to see where his eyes are. Now, this has been a problem for Oklahoma last year. 3rd and long.
Right.
On 3rd and 10, Knight goes back, throws it, tipped again, incomplete. 3 plays, 3 passes for Knight. Dominique Alexander was on the coverage, and he'll have to take it out.
Get 2 passes broken up by linebackers in that sequence. That's a good sign. A lot of guys won't be playing today, and we do want to mention Cortez Johnson is added to this list at defensive back. But most of these guys, almost all of these injuries, Ron, if this were Red River battle week against Texas, they'd all be playing. Very, very minor in some cases.
Well, Jed Barnett's punt is fielded. There will not be any returns on punts as we continue the down but not out.
And we also want to mention that we will see Charles Tapper today. He will take some snaps. He's got a little bit of an issue with back spasms, and he's going to try to get something done today.
So, Trevor Knight, 0 for 3 throwing the football to start things off. Maybe they should take that camera off, Dave. Maybe it has a little bit too much weight. And here comes Cody Thomas, the redshirt freshman out of Colleyville, Texas. Also, of course, an outfielder for the baseball team. He comes in. Joining him in the backfield, David Smith. Jordan Smallwood wide to the left. And the handoff to Smith, and he bangs over the right side, gets up to about the 28-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 3.
Well, they went 2 tight ends offensively. 2 tight ends, as you can see, that's when you're going to mash it and run the football a little bit. And Oklahoma had their best running season in Bob Stoops' tenure. I mean, they really got after it on the ground, and almost 224 yards per game.
And they want to continue that, and this offensive group will keep it on the ground, getting up to the 30-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 situation. And just kind of picking up on that running back you were talking about, Dave. Not only do they want to continue what they did last year, rushing the football where they averaged almost 224 a game, but they're looking for running backs that can make people miss.
Oh, absolutely, and they're looking for running backs who will block and blitz, pick up, and catch the football. They're looking for complete running backs, and if they get that running game going, hard play action pass can make some big chunk plays down the field.
On 3rd down and 5, pass by Thomas, a little underthrown, intended for Smith. So neither offense getting things going early on here in the game.
Yeah, defensively, Mike Stoops has to be very excited. He's got back-to-back 3-and-outs going on the defensive side of things. And honestly, his football team, they made a huge transition going to a 3-4 defense during the course of the football season last year. It fit their personnel groupings a little bit better, and they were a little bit thin in the defensive line, and Mike Stoops brilliantly converted them to that 3-4 scheme and paid huge dividends, a big reason that they were one of the hottest teams in the country, that 4-game winning streak.
Well, Jack Steed getting a little action punting, the redshirt freshman out of Katy, Texas. And here's some of the numbers. And these were impressive when we were breaking it down. Just the improvement from 2012 to 2013 as far as the offense is concerned.
And look at quarterback runs of 10 yards or more. That's improvement by 8. Yeah, that's impressive. 24 runs overall of better than a 1st down per carry. That's getting it done. That's, making people miss, like you said, Ron. A good running back will always make that first guy miss and have his eyes focused on the second guy because he knows he's going to make that first one miss.
Now the second possession for the red team. Ross, right side, bangs his way up over the 26 or the 36 up to the 38-yard line. You talk about Alex Ross, the sophomore out of Jenks, Oklahoma. He was a big-time recruit when he came to OU, and he's getting consistency, and that's what the coaches are really looking for this year.
Oh, look at the size of him, and he ran a 10.8100 meters, 21.97 200 meters. That's track speed in a big physical body.
And you hit it on the head. He runs violently. Knight play action, block knocked away again. Good job by the defensive back. That time, Zach Sanchez, the sophomore out of Keller, Texas. He's an emerging star.
Zach Sanchez, the freshman All-American, defensive newcomer of the year in the Big 12, defensive freshman of the year in the Big 12 last season. He's the guy. He's the lockdown guy at one cornerback position. Who is going to be his complementary corner on the other side? It's going to be determined here in spring and fall ball.
And another 3rd down situation for Trevor Knight. 3rd down and about 6. In motion, 4-man rush. Knight steps up, throws on the run, and it's going to be complete up over the 45 to the 46-yard line. And we get our first look at Dimitri Flowers. the freshman out of San Antonio, Texas.
They compare him to Trey Miller. A huge compliment. This kid can line up at H-back, at fullback, at tight end. Very, very impressive football player, very intelligent football player.
They'll play action, and they're going to touch Trevor Knight back at the 38-yard line.
He's tapped by Tapper.
that counts as a sack.
Exactly. They're not going to hit the quarterback, and little misdirection, and Tapper separates from the blocking up front and sacks the quarterback. And that's the hardest that Knight's going to get hit. We saw Knight's ability out of pocket, though.
Right.
When he gets out of pocket, his ability to throw on the run and throw on the run accurately separates him.
Loss of 7 on the play, 2nd and 17. Here comes a little bit of pressure. Knight reads it, throws, and popped is K.J. Young.
Man.
Jordan Evans laid the wood to him.
He sure did, and that's an interception. Separated K.J. Young from the football, and Oklahoma picks off the deflected pass. That's just great team defense. Hit, pressure, or I should say fumble, balls in the air. Possession is to the defense. That's just great hustle, staying after the football and coming up with it. And that's a big man's dream. Jordan Wade pursuing the football. When you run to the football, good things are going to happen for you. And he comes up with a deflected pass.
Jordan Wade, one of those guys that's a consistent player on that defensive line, comes up with the loose ball. So once again, the white team takes over, and they've got great field position down at the 31-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike Stoops' defense is playing tremendous against the pass. They really are. They're getting after it in every way they possibly can. The coverage has been sticky in the secondary, and there's been decent pressure. And like we said in the open, Mike Stoops is not going to blitz all that much, particularly on 3rd and long. Maybe 1st and 2nd down a little bit. This is an evaluation time. Can the offensive lineman pass block? Can the defensive lineman pass rush?
Well, Daniel Brooks now in the backfield joining Cody Thomas. Penalty flag is thrown. Thomas rolling. He'll run, and he will step out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. Devontae Bond was chasing him from behind.
They're high on Bond. He's a junior college player. They think he's another candidate to play jack linebacker, and had an illegal formation on Oklahoma offensively. That's going to cost them 5 yards, and those are the kind of penalties Bob Stoops doesn't like, no matter if it's spring game or not, those pre-snap penalties. And how about Bob Stoops? Here's a guy that is as good as there is in the country, and we're going to catch up with him during the course of the action here in the spring game. He's wired and live for us, and anxious to hear his comments.
Left side, good hole inside the 5-yard line is Daniel Brooks. Well, Bob Stoops, so far your offenses, neither one had really been clicking until that play. How about that one?
Yeah, it was a good play. Daniel Brooks, really young running back, made a couple guys miss him, and he's got tremendous speed, so he made a nice play.
Now here we are in the red zone, and this is where football games a lot of times are won and lost. Can you punch it in, or can the defense make that field goal happen?
A little mixed up in the backfield. They won't get anything. Last year, the Sooners 87% of the red zone, 53% on touchdowns. Well, Coach, when you get down this close, this is a must situation. You've got to get touchdowns and not field goals.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Too many field goals can beat you, definitely. And they had a little zone read on there. Quarterback wanted to pull it, but you could tell they're a little bit off on their read, and he running back just kept it, squeezed it on.
All right, Bob, we'll be checking with you throughout the game. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
Let's take another look at when we have a chance to take a look at Brooks' run, and like Coach was talking about, the key is make the first guy miss right there. Nice cut, and then he's off to the races. I mean, he can go from 0 to 60 pretty darn quickly. Great running backs not only make people miss, but then accelerate.
From the 1-yard line, high snap, throw into the flat, touchdown, Cody Thomas on the touchdown pass. Nice job hitting Taylor McNamara, who had only 1 reception all of last season. So Cody Thomas, the redshirt freshman out of Colleyville, gets his team on the scoreboard first.
McNamara does a nice job of getting separation on his route. Look at the separation that he did get. That's his strength as the tight end. He's not the big, muscular, end-of-the-line blocker, but he runs good routes, and he's got soft hands.
Honey cut for the extra point. And it is good. One more look at that touchdown pass. Thomas hooking up with McNamara.
Again, little play action pass trying to freeze linebackers and then get some separation, and you know, McNamara delivered. Good ball too. Sometimes when your receiver's that open, you try to aim it a little bit too much. Just cut it loose and let it happen. That's what happened there.
And the numbers on McNamara, you know, you go look at this Oklahoma team that finished 6th in the nation after the 2013 season. Since the start of 2000, and this is unbelievable, no team has more wins than Oklahoma, or a better winning percentage. And also dating back to 2000, OU is the only team that has had 12 seasons with 10 or more wins. And it's mainly because of the coaching staff headed up by Bob Stoops, of course, the all-time winningest coach in Oklahoma history.
And let me ask Coach Stoops about this. Coach, consistency and continuity. In your 16 years, the same president, David Bourne, same athletic director, Joe Castiglione. You got a lot of people on your staff that have been with you for 16 years. You know, 7 coaches either played with you at Iowa or played for you with you at Iowa, played for you at Oklahoma. That's all big, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of consistency, and you're right. It does begin with our leadership, our president, our athletic director. Great leaders, great, you know, men, and they've helped us continue to build and establish this program. And you know, in recruiting and things like that, you have to continue to build facilities. And we just built a $75 million dorm and for athletics and students, and that makes a big difference.
So we just saw Dimitri Flowers on the reception, and now the Red offense getting going with Keith Ford on the run, scampering over the left side. Penalty flag is thrown back at the 39-yard line.
I could tell you the dorm that you're talking about, Coach, Headington Hall, game changer. Man, if I were an athlete, I'd love to live in a palace like that and be able to walk to work right across the street to come to the stadium. That dog will hunt right there.
Yeah, no question. It's a fabulous facility, and I think we'll be able to get a little tour of it here a little bit later in you guys' program.
Absolutely. All right, Bob, we'll let you go for a few more minutes. Once again, appreciate it.
Personal foul there.
Penalty was on the defense. It'll move the ball.
Hey, everybody back here.
So that's what you like to see is one team scores, will the other team respond? And that's the case. A big play to set up a touchdown, and then the other team comes out and makes a big play to kick themselves out of bad field position. Now they find themselves in midfield.
Trying to look for some consistency. We don't expect to see Trevor Knight a whole lot in this game. We will see Baker Mayfield, even though he's probably not going to, or he's not going to play this game. Left side, nice hole, up over the 40, down to the 38-yard line.
You know, I'm real impressed with what the offensive line does here. They really stay on their blocks, finish and sustain blocks, and it's Flowers again getting a good block on the perimeter. Flowers just kind of sorts it out. He gets his head on the right people as he worked his way up inside. Big number 36 in that red jersey. This kid, he's good without the ball in his hands as much as he is with it in his hands.
Rutkowski, Flowers joining Trevor Knight in the backfield. Knight with a little read, second man through, kicks up about 2 yards on a first down play. Ahmad Thomas coming up from that strong safety spot. Thomas is not only going to play strong safety, he'll also be at free safety. We've seen him move around a lot over the last 2 years.
Absolutely, and he's a very physical guy, excellent tackler, and they're looking for him to make some plays, you know, increase that productivity at that free safety spot.
On second down, 5 on the line, movement.
Well, Stryker came up to the line of scrimmage, and somebody flinched up front. And Stryker can cause that for you. Number 19 in that white jersey. This guy is a hybrid. He can do everything. He can rush the passer. He can drop into coverage. He's just an instinctive, fine football player that you know, sometimes he'll decide that he might see something. You got to let guys like that, you know, make plays with those instincts, and usually guys like that guess right, a la Troy Polamalu.
There you go. Well, that makes it now second down and 13 to go inside of 5:40 to play here in the opening quarter. Once again, 4 quarters will be playing. Knight looks to put it up, looks over the middle, then flares it out to the right side, get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe even a couple more. KJ Young, redshirt freshman out of Paris, California. Again, Zach Sanchez right there.
Yeah, he's good coverage. He's got about a 6 or 7 yard cushion, and he just plants and drives on the route. That ball was in the air for a while, showing Knight's arm strength, threw it from the left hash mark to the right sideline, and he put it on a rope.
Well, Trevor is throwing with the win on this possession. Another third down situation. They need 7 for the first, trailing 7-0 to the white team. 3 wide receivers to the left, and Knight looks left, fires left, almost picked off again. And it should have been.
Looked like Hayes.
Yeah, Quentin Hayes got the hand on it.
Yep, he was in the area, and that's the kind of thing he's probably thinking to himself, you know what, I got to make that play. If I get my hands on that football, I got to catch that football. I mean, that's a play that defensively you don't want to slip between your hands like that. And Hayes, you can see that as he pounds his head into the turf, a little bit disgusted that he didn't finalize that play. He got himself in great position, just didn't finish it.
Well, this will be about a 53-yard attempt. Ball is placed at the 43-yard line. Ball is down. Kick has plenty of distance. And it is good. Honeycutt with a 53-yarder. If this was the regular season, that would be his career long. We've got a timeout from the red-white game. Red gets on the scoreboard, but they trail white 7-3.
To get that trophy up, and the confetti was flying as Oklahoma takes care of Alabama. But by the grace of Sooner Magic.
For stepping up and doing their job when they had to. And for us to come in here and for me to play like I did.
Hey! Whoa! Easy go!
That was one of the all-time greats, and Coach Stoops and the team telling us that they wanted a team picture. You know, they weren't going to do anything until they got the team picture, but of course they almost knocked down the set. And of course, Big Game Bob, and I like Mike Stoops after that Sugar Bowl. He goes, I guess Big Game Bob is back.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Bob.
Look at the numbers. This is impressive, Dave.
It really is. I mean, what more can you ask? It's almost put a stamp on a 10-win-plus season every single year under Bob Stoops. That's tough to do year after year after year. And it all starts with you got to get players.
You know, Dave, you and I were talking coming over here, and we were talking the fact that you and I have known Bob since he's been here since day one, and I think both of us made the comment he hasn't changed. As far as personality, he is the same guy.
He's real.
He's real.
Yep. I mean, what Bob Stoops, there's no pretenses. Bob Stoops is Bob Stoops. He is real.
Pride of Youngstown, Ohio, up to the 30-yard line as we go inside of 4.5 to play here in the opening quarter. David Smith on the carry out of Midlothian, Illinois.
And Coach, if we got you, let me ask you about your recruiting process, because, you know, one thing that we see out of your football team year after year is chemistry. It's something, it's the intangible. You know when you have it, you know when you don't. And when you have it, you don't want to lose it. And you don't have any jerk factor on this football team, and that's obviously by intent. You recruit some high-quality character guys, don't you? I don't think we have Coach Wright yet.
I don't think we have him right now.
We'll get back to him on that.
You know, and he does things for the players, too, as they try the left side. They're going to lose a couple of yards on a first down play. He does so many things with the players, including having a pool party during two-a-days this past season. Said, you know, we just decided, hey, let's go over to my house. We're going to get some barbecue. We're going to have a little pool time. And Bob, Dave Lapham was just talking about how you recruited outstanding character kids here at Oklahoma.
Well, we sure tried to, and I think across the country, all of us coaches do. Character definitely matters, you know, so we're always looking for that. And it's true, some players we have shied away from if we didn't feel it was right. Regardless of, you know, the type or how good of players they are, you got to be able to fit into a team, and so anyway, we're sure doing our best to do that.
I'll tell you, Coach, when some of your best players are impeccably human beings, 1 + 1 can equal 3. You know, you get that synergy, and I've been on teams that's the case, and I've been on teams where the best player's not that kind of a guy, and 1 + 1 can equal 1, you know, not even 2. And you got 1 + 1 equals 3 going on, sir.
Well, for the most part, yeah, our better players, guys like Trevor Knight, or, you know, on and on, you know, Sterling Shepard, and these guys are high character guys that are some of our hardest workers. So it definitely affects the other players.
All right, Coach, appreciate the time again. I think he's going to like coaching from the middle of the field.
Yeah,
maybe
really.
something he wants to do during the regular season. That was Baker Mayfield, the transfer out of Texas Tech. Once again, Baker not only have to sit out this year, but he also loses a year of eligibility because of Big 12 rules. But it was very obvious the start of spring that he has played at this level before.
Absolutely. He got some All-American mention as a freshman, All-American. And, yeah, he's taken some snaps. And there's no question when you come from high school football to the collegiate level, particularly the level of the Big 12, the speed of the game is definitely something. The speed of the game affected Trevor Knight. I mean, Trevor had, at the start of his career last year, the speed of the game sped him up with his footwork and mechanics and got him out of sorts a little bit. And then when he got hurt and sat a little bit and then came back, the game slowed down for him and his play just accelerated.
Another penalty on the play, so that'll make it 1st down and 15. Ball backed up to the 45-yard line. Mayfield hands it over the left side. Mayfield threw for over 2,300 yards last season, 12 touchdowns. Also not a bad little running, too. Had 190 yards rushing. 6'2", 215 out of Austin, Oklahoma. And you talk to the players, and they say he's had a great spring.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a little bit of swagger to him because he's hung a few skins on the wall.
Yeah,
having played already at the collegiate level. Yeah.
2nd down and 10, 1.5 to play here in the opening quarter. Mayfield looks, flares it out to the right side. Pass is complete to Smith. He puts a little thump inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. I'll tell you, Smith put the 5'10", 204 hit right on the defender.
He really did. Lost track of him a little bit in coverage coming out of the backfield. He was all by his lonesome and all kinds of green in front of him. And then once he got down the football field, he just lowered the shoulder pad and tried to get every centimeter that he could. He lowered his pads into Darius Owens and thumped it up pretty good.
Well, Smith's got something to prove. He redshirted in 2012, didn't play last season. His first football in 2 years. High snap, Mayfield pulls it down, looks, throws on the run, completes inside the 15, down to the 10. Isaac Ajelana with his first catch, the sophomore out of Mount Holly, New Jersey.
Ajelana did a nice job. He's going to, at the tight end position, going to run a little shallow cross from the left side of the formation, and Mayfield does a good job of finding him, puts it on the back shoulder, and Ajelana just needs to get in the weight room a little bit and continue to get stronger. Older brother, Ben Ajelana, drafted in the 2nd round by the Indianapolis Colts and got some playing time with the Jets as well, so it's a football family.
Got some pedigree over in that family, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Handoff straight up the middle. Let's go back to Ajelana because you and I were standing in practice on Thursday, and obviously you also do the Cincinnati Bengals, so you have an eye for talent and the size of guys. You looked at Ajelana, and one of the things you said was great body.
Yeah, oh, he belongs. There's no question. I mean, he passes the eyeball test. When he's walking in the lobby, you know he's a football player somewhere. We're going to play 4 12-minute quarters and 15 minutes at the half, and we're closing in on the end of quarter number 1 here.
Final 4 seconds. Let's see if they even get the play off. Mayfield. Well, they're going to blow the whistle right at 0. So that'll be the end of quarter number 1. And it was a good one so far. The white leading the red. 10-3. We'll be back with quarter number 2 from Memorial Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma, right after this.
I'm Trevor Knight. Hope you're enjoying the game today. Stick around at halftime where I'll get to show you around this beautiful place, Headington Hall, where us athletes live, eat, and hang out.
All right, it's some of the dining facility in there, an outstanding place, and we had dinner up there last night. Pretty good. By the way, the OU Spring Game brought to you by U.S. Fleet Tracking, anything that moves, anywhere. So we'll be giving you an inside look, a lot of inside looks coming up. And for more on all of that, here's the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Chad McKee. Chad, how you doing, buddy?
Terrific, guys. Standing by with the guy everybody will recognize, and that's Blake Bell, the quarterback turned tight end. How difficult is it for you to sit here and watch your teammates?
You know, it's actually fun, watching the guys get better out there. I know I can't make it and be out there, but I'm going to cheer them on and hope for the best for them.
How is the recuperation from the little bit of a knee injury going for you?
it's going good. Day-by-day process, just icing and stem and doing rehab in there. So it's going good and no rush. I'm trying to get it better.
What has the conversion to tight end been like for you since the Sugar Bowl and all the talks about you switching position?
It's been good. It's been a day-by-day process, like I said, with everything. But, yeah, I've been out there. Coaches helped me a lot. Putting my hand on the ground and making blocks and going up to the second level is about the toughest thing. But, the route running and seeing defenses, hey, I did a lot of that at quarterback, so that comes a little easy. Yeah,
Taylor McNamara, one of your tight end buddies, just caught a touchdown pass that we missed.
Yeah, hey, he did a great job. Ran a nice little route, and quarterback put it on him.
All right, well, Blake, good luck getting healthy, and we hope that the transition goes smoothly. What's been the most difficult part about the adjustment to tight end?
I would say just putting my hand down. Usually in the back of the shotgun or getting it on the snap, you're not used to getting down there in the trenches with these guys. So I would say that's the most difficult part, but it's coming along day by day.
All right, we're missing a good game. We'll let you get back to it.
Appreciate it.
Blake Bell with us, guys. We send it back up to you.
All right, Chad, we'll be checking with you. You and I were talking to Blake on Thursday. We said, how was the transition? He said, it's perfect. He loves it. They were talking about it back in December about him making the move.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that brought it up, and the athleticism that this guy has, and he's working against Sanchez, who's a pretty good cover guy, and watch him get the contested catch here, one-handed tip to himself. This is where he's going to be so valuable in the red zone, contested catches, because he's long, he's strong, he's got big hands, and he understands routes. He understands where the quarterback wants to try to put the football. He sees this position through the quarterback's eyes, and that's invaluable. I think quarterbacks are going to really, really like him and have him as kind of a cushion to get the ball to.
Well, Trevor Knight comes back in. They're trailing 14-3, looks to put it up, steps up in the pocket, and he is going to be touched as he gets over the 30-yard line. Nice job by Geno Grissom. We were talking about Geno playing that jack position, the senior out of Hutchinson, Kansas. He's a monster.
He is. Geno, he worked against, last year he worked against offensive tackles, so now he's going to be working against tight ends a lot. He'll be pressuring the quarterback from the edge. And at 6'5", 265 pounds, he's still athletic enough to drop into space and cover people. So he's a very, very gifted guy. He's got a tremendous body on him.
And you were mentioning at the top of the show, he's played defensive end. He's played a little tight end. They go to the running game, the left side, scampering up over the 30 to about the 33-yard line is Alex Ross.
The thing that I'm seeing out of the Oklahoma defense, and it's typical of a Bob Stoops and Mike Stoops coached unit, they run to the ball every single play.
Right.
And we saw a tip ball interception, Jordan Wade hustling from nose tackle, running the ball, gets a deflected ball that his linebacker teammate Jordan Evans tipped. I mean, that's what Oklahoma defense is all about.
I tell you what, right now we are seeing number 15 for Oklahoma, Zach Sanchez, just the sophomore out of Keller, Texas, which is just west of the Dallas area. He is becoming a player on every play so far this afternoon.
Well, there's that term shutdown corner, and sometimes it's used a little bit too loosely, but he's trying to prove that, hey, you're not going to be able to attack my side of the football field. You're going to have to go to the other side. And he's back returning this punt, and it'll just be fair caught, but he's a candidate. That's an area they're going to have to find as a return guy.
Absolutely. Now, we talked about Bob Stoops having a real family atmosphere here as far as the coaches. Also, as far as the team, I don't know if I could do this without laughing. We watched it yesterday. At Halloween, they decided to dress up, and, of course, the man in the middle is supposed to be one of the Stoops brothers.
Stoops of Kentucky.
Mark Stoops of Kentucky, yeah. And they coached. And there's, I think that's Jerry Schmidt. There's Josh Heupel, we believe.
Yep.
We were trying to pick out who these guys were, but they dressed up like Halloween characters. I think my favorite may be Tim Kish or Bobby Jack Wright. I think it's coming up here in just a second. There you go.
Goldilocks.
Says Bobby Jack. Yeah, that was. I still can't figure out who he is. I think we said he was Ric Flair.
Yeah, exactly. But football's got to be fun, and Coach Stoops understands that. There's Bobby, the real Bobby Jack, not Ric Flair. But football's got to be fun, and because if not, it can be drudgery.
Well, Daniel Brooks had the nice run on that opening quarter. This time he stood up on the play by Aaron Franklin, the redshirt senior out of Marshall, Texas. One of the veterans on this defense. And there's a good look at Brooks. Didn't play in 2013, redshirted in 2012. Here's a kid, though, that in high school ran a 10.600 was considered a 4-star recruit coming out of high school.
Tell you that, you know, we're not seeing some incoming freshmen. Joe Mixon, we met him earlier today, Ron, at the running back position. 5-star recruit coming in as a true freshman. He'll get in the mix right away.
Pass is complete. Smallwood gets up over the, or down to the 45-yard line. They'll mark it at about the 46-yard line.
And this is another wide receiver that's had a good spring. Smallwood's been nicked up during the course of his career. He got healthy right before the Sugar Bowl, and during Sugar Bowl preparations, everybody's like, geez, this is the Smallwood that we thought, you know, was going to be this type of player, and he's just got to stay healthy. He can definitely contribute. He's got some skills.
How he goes in the slot, he has a chance to be the stud. 1st and 10 from about the 42-yard line. Like trying to get something going. Little play action, steps up in the pocket, big hole. Up to the 35, and they touch him at about the 33-yard line.
A good decision right there.
Or Justin Hansen, I should say, on the scamper. So he picks up 9 on the play.
And it all starts up front when you have this kind of success, and basically try to freeze the outside people. But good, everybody not only got to their blocks, put the helmet on the right person, but sustain their blocks. That's the key, is finishing blocks. And everybody up front, it starts with your feet and ends with your hands.
And now Brooks right behind Hansen, the true freshman out of Edmond, Oklahoma, and early in roll A, and he throws his first pass into the flat. Pass is going to be complete down to the 23-yard line. Austin Bennett, he had a catch last season for 11 yards. Got one here in the spring game. And that's a big question mark, because we've already seen Hansen. We've already seen Thomas. Of course, Mayfield can't play. Who's going to be that important backup?
Right.
Hansen scampers, because, you know, you look at the 5 starts Trevor Knight had. 2 of the 5 starts, he got injured in those games.
Yeah, exactly. And that his style of play is conducive to that. You know, hopefully, you know, he's learned by that. Will protect himself a little bit better. But yeah, that's the thing about him. Trevor Knight hasn't played a whole lot of snaps, and you look at that Sugar Bowl. I mean, the numbers are just staggering. I mean, he had completed about 50% during the course of the season. He's about 3 out of every 4 passes in that game, 348 yards, 4 touchdowns, interception. Played the best game of his career and the biggest game of his life.
Found 3rd down and short. They bang it on the inside. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. Ball goes down to the 19-yard line.
So my point is, with Trevor Knight, there is room for growth. I mean, you saw the kind of game that he's capable of. He was unbelievably accurate, on point, great decision making, and he can grow from that game. And it's I mean, the sky's the limit. There's no ceiling on his potential.
4 touchdown passes, an OU Bowl record in the Sugar Bowl, tied a Sugar Bowl mark, threw for 348 yards. Fresh set of downs, ball's on the 20-yard line. Over the middle, pass incomplete. And boy, I tell you, the defense is laying the wood on people today. Thaddeus Legrone coming up with a big hit. And Connor Knight could not hold on to it.
Yeah, Connor Knight's ribs going to be a little bit sore as he reaches up for this pass. He just gets stuck right in the rib cage. It's all legal. There's nothing illegal about it. The only thing is, you hate to do it to teammates, but hey, football's football.
That's right.
And Connor Knight got lit up. Obviously, the fraternal twin of Trevor Knight right there.
Here's a good look at Thaddeus. Again, Hansen goes upstairs, goes deep, touchdown. Nice toss to Austin Bennett.
Well, that was a pretty ball right there, Ron. I mean, it was a tight window for him to drop that pass into, and he did, and he was rewarded on the back end by Bennett making a good play on it.
You know, we looked at Hansen on practice on Thursday, and one of the things that stood out, I think, for both of us, a powerful arm. Fundamentally, he's got some work to do.
Right.
But this young man's got an incredible amount of talent.
Yeah, he does. He stuck that ball right on the money, and you know, you think young quarterbacks have to get their legs into their throwing motion.
Eric Hosek with the extra point, and it is good. 7:23 left to play in quarter number 2 here in the red-white scrimmage, and White leading 14-10.
We're here in the Barry Switzer Center looking at some of the Big 12 trophies and some of the Heisman trophies. This is where we have all of our Big 12 trophies. Hopefully, we're looking to get another one for the 2014 season. This is 2000 National Championship trophy. Here's the 85 trophy that we won, National Championship. My dad actually helped win that championship that year. It's where we keep all 5 of our Heisman Trophy winners' trophies. Yeah, it's where we hold them on the 3rd floor. Oklahoma, you know, we pride ourselves on the history. The great players come through here, so we try to keep that in mind whenever we're playing. Play for the guys that were here in the past.
Yeah, that's a beautiful facility. Get a chance to visit that, and you know, you look at the tradition. Of course, Shepherd's not Sterling's not playing today. You know, a little dinged up a little bit, but if, as Dave mentioned, top of the show, if they were playing Texas or somebody like that, he would be playing. Now the red team goes back to work. Derek Woods with a reception.
Out of pocket, rolling to his left. Right-handed quarterback snaps those shoulders square and delivers a dart. Nice play.
And we're talking about all the players from Oklahoma that are playing in the National Football League and the impact of what they've had on this program, and Chad's standing by with one of those right now. Chad.
That's right, Ron. We got Trent Williams of the Washington Redskins with us. What's it like for you to come back on a day like this?
Oh, I mean, I love it. I love it. You know, you got so many great memories in the stadium, and you know, the coaches still treat me like family, so I love coming back around.
What was spring like for you when you were playing here at OU?
I mean, obviously it was a grind, you know, but I loved every second of it, man. We're competing out here with some of your best friends, and you know, just for bragging rights around the dorm rooms and such. But you know, spring, I love springtime.
Speaking of bragging rights, what was it like for you around the Redskins locker room and around your teammates after the Sooners beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl?
Oh, I felt like I won the Sugar Bowl. I mean, you know, I walked around with my chest held high. I wore my Sooner shirt for a couple of days, and you know, we got a few Alabama guys, so I was able to stick it to them.
I'm sure we got some Redskins / Sooners fans watching. Got the draft coming up here shortly. What's your team looking for?
I'll say look for some Sooners. I mean, that's my first thought. But you know, I mean, I guess we got a couple critical pieces that we can probably shore up in the draft. I mean, we'll see.
Trent, we appreciate it. Get back over there with Big Phil Lodeholt. We may get run over here. That's the last thing the Redskins want, is for the big fella to get hit here,
You'll
guys.
really endear yourself. Yeah. You know, how about 343 NFL draft selections for Oklahoma, 65 under Bob Stoops. I tell you, that is just an impressive number.
It is. I mean, you know, Bob does a great job of taking the high school athlete, developing him at the college level, and letting him make a living at the National Football League level. And when you're a recruit, that's what you're looking for. And
exactly.
If you're a recruit walking through the history and tradition of all those trophies, Oklahoma, I mean, man, you got to be in awe.
On 2nd and 5, not much doing. Coach Stoops, of course, is wired up, and he has been talking to us throughout the game. Coach, when you see one of your former players come back and somebody that's had an impact on this program, you also have to feel pretty proud of what he has done, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Very proud of Trent, and Phil Lodeholt's also here with them, a big 6'9", 345-pound tackle blocking for Adrian Peterson. So we love all our players, and I love my players that are currently here. They had to get a chance to be around these guys and see them and size yourself up with them, too.
On the pass, looking plenty of time, rolling to the right on the scamper. And, Bob, you were telling us over the last couple of days that you really have great guys on your team and how the players have handled the offseason. And this is one of the best teams from a personality standpoint you've coached. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, it really has. It all starts in the winter. You know how guys react to the tough grind of building speed and strength through the winter time. And our strength coach, Jerry Schmidt, felt like this is the best winter we've had in 16 years. So it's a group that works hard. They've very few issues or problems, doing a great job going to class, not having problems off the field.
How about a little razzle-dazzle in the spring game?
I'll tell you, my first thought with Blake Bell at the tight end position, Coach, you're going to have a little gadget gimmick built in every time you got him in the huddle. You got two quarterbacks basically in the huddle, and that's got to make some defensive coordinators lose a little bit of sleep.
Yeah, no doubt. He won't forget how to throw by next year, I guarantee you.
Right, exactly. There's no question. I mean, now you got to start thinking about what-ifs, and nobody wants those what-ifs. Let me ask you, Coach, this is the first year that one of 4 teams or 4 teams going to be in the playoffs, and I know you're hoping and working to be one of those 4 teams. And sorry, I know you want to get over to check out the injury, the significance of that injury. What's your thoughts on the playoffs?
Well, I'm excited about it. I think it's exciting. It's a good twist. I think it's real positive that the bowl games are still a part of it. That needs to continue to happen, and so anyway, it's a good direction. I think we're going.
All right, Bob, we'll let you get back to the game. Gino Grissom is the player who is down, and no matter what coach we talked to over the last 3 days we've been here, every one of them said the number one thing is get out of this game without anybody getting injured.
Yeah, and that's one you definitely don't want to see injured. Gino Grissom is a heck of a player, and he's saying now he's upset. Basically, I want to get off the field under my own power. It doesn't look to be anything too severe, which is good news. But Gino Grissom just it's a chop block by a running back. He's not going to take Gino Grissom up high, and he takes his legs out from under him. And again, you don't want to do it to a teammate, but it's football and it's legal. It's in the rules, and hopefully Gino suffers nothing more than a bruise there. And by the way he's operating, getting off the football field, I think he's going to be fine.
Keith Ford's the one who got him, and the numbers on Gino Grissom. We're expecting to see an All-American type year from that young man this season. So it brings up the score 14-10. White still on top of red, closing in on 4 minutes left to play in the second quarter. We'll have about a 15-minute halftime, and we invite you to stay tuned for that. We've got a lot of very special things coming your way. 3rd down and 2 for the red team.
Big 3rd down and short.
Trevor Knight's first series did not go well for the red team. Trying to get something going. Hand off again, and Jordan Evans stepping up from that middle linebacker spot to make the stop.
Jordan Evans, I'll tell you, there's a little tradition right there with this football player. His dad played defensive tackle, was a 3-time All-Big 8 defensive tackle, 26 in the white jersey. Watch him read and hit the hole. And boy, penetration, tackle for loss, tremendous hit. Kind of hid behind his defensive lineman, and lead blocker couldn't find him, couldn't sort it out, and put a helmet on Evans. And Evans made a huge monster play. He had the deflection on the interception as well. He's flashed big time.
Honeycutt's going to try to field goal. He's already got a 53-yarder. This one's going to be marked at the 37, so it'll be a 47-yard attempt into the wind, showing the big leg again.
There's a Groza candidate right there. No question about that.
Well, support OU student athletes by joining the Sooner Club, and all you have to do is call 866-SOONER-CLUB or by joining online at thesoonerclub.com. Now, we talked about the pool party early on, about how Bob invited all the players over to his house, have a little barbecue, little hoops maybe, and a little basketball. Can you imagine all they probably had to refill the pool after these guys got in.
There's a cannonball right there. Empty the pool. I'll tell you what, they never had that kind of humanity in the pool at the same time. The tide rose at that pool, boy. That was high tide.
I think Mrs. Stoops is up for sainthood. I have 2 of my friends come over, and it's like, God, when are these guys going to leave? Cody Thomas in at quarterback. Pass is complete up over the 30 to the 33-yard line. Complete to Taylor McNamara, who got shook up earlier, or I should say, got a couple of touchdowns early in this game.
Let me ask Coach Stoops one thing that. Okay, well, catch up with Coach in the second half. I got a couple other questions for him on the offensive passing attack today. It's been extraordinary out of pocket run. There's been a lot of passes completed. All the quarterbacks really showing a good job of showing accuracy on the move.
That's something they really wanted to work on. We talked about the play action game as they stick to the run game. Right side, that'll be good enough for a first down. Up to about the 40-yard line as the clock goes inside of 3 minutes. Reuben Hunter on the stop. And the clock is running. Outstanding crowd on hand today. We weren't sure how many were going to be here. I bet you it's over 30,000.
Oh, yeah, I think we're pushing 40.
Yeah.
This thing's got to be half full, easily.
And the running game, working on that. Once again, Oklahoma having to replace a lot of running yardage from last season. They rushed for 19 touchdowns. And look at the crowd, and it's an absolutely perfect day for football.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, there's high expectations now for the Oklahoma Sooners finishing number 6 in the country, you know, beating Alabama like they did in the Sugar Bowl. People are, you know, they're going to come out in the top 5, probably top 3 in preseason polls.
Thomas's pass is incomplete. And tell you how the expectations are. We're walking out of the hotel today, and as soon as we see the guy sees us, walks up and starts talking national championship.
Yeah, that's a possibility. It's not a possibility; it's a probability. He said it's gonna happen, and that's you know, that's what takes place. But this program thrives on that, though. There's no doubt.
No, absolutely.
They set the standard. They set the bar high themselves.
Thomas rolls, and they're going to whistle him as he is touched at about the 38-yard line. Matt Romer doing a nice job. I tell you, look at number 92, old Matt. He powerful young man, 6 foot 278 out of Port Arthur, Texas,
and he can move a little bit. And the reason you have to kind of create and extend a play is down the football field, nowhere to go. I'll tell you, I think when Mike Stoops slaps on this tape, for the most part, he's going to be pretty happy with the coverage that he got on the back end.
And once again, they have to kick it away. No returns today. Don't want to get anybody injured. Ball hits at about the 12. And it'll go into the end zone. Well, that's going to be the last play of the opening half, as they're going to let the final 49 seconds go down. And it was a pretty good half if you're looking for defensive stars. Eric Sanchez did a very nice job. Good job by Baker Mayfield throwing it. Mike Stoops has to be happy. And as we head to halftime, the White leading the Red 14-13. When we come back, we'll give you an inside look of Headington Hall from the spring game here in Norman, Oklahoma.
Hey guys, I'm Trevor Knight, quarterback of the Oklahoma Sooners. We're here at Headington Hall, right across the street from the stadium, just a quick walk from campus. It's the best place to live, not only in the Big 12, but I think in the nation. So let's go take a look. So here we are in the living room of Headington Hall, just off the doors, right when you walk in. And here's where you can just come down and relax, you know, do a puzzle, sit in front of the fire on a cold day, or even read a trigonometry book. So here we are in the Sam Bradford training table, where you got everything you could possibly want to eat. You got a salad bar over here. You got your main course over here, where you got chicken, all the dishes you could ever want. You can make a sandwich. You've got pizza over here with pasta, anytime you want that stuff. And then if you work your way over this way, this is my personal favorite section. It's the stir-fry section. I come over here when maybe they don't have something I like. You can always count on stir-fry being perfect. We got JP sitting here. What's up, baby? Ty? Big Blake Bell, having a little lunch. Now we're here in the game room. This is a place where you can just come down and relax, you know, have a little fun, get away from studying, getting away from football, play a little pool, play a little ping pong, and just have a little fun. You ever wanted a theater in your own home? Well, here at Headington Hall, we've got one. You walk right down the stairs, basically right outside your room, and you're in this place. Here we are. Welcome to my room. This is where me and my roommate Ty Darlington, the center, we stay. See the big spacious living area where we can just kind of relax. I got my recliner here that I got at the Sugar Bowl. Sit down, kick back, relax, watch some football, some basketball when our guys are playing. Big spacious living area. More than enough room that you need with the desk and the bigger bed. And also you get your own room. I get sick of Ty sometimes, so every once in a while I'll come in here and just close the door and be to myself. We got a big bathroom where we each get our own shower, our own sink, so you don't have to worry about, you know, your roommate getting all nasty for you. And this is my favorite part of the dorm. We got the kitchen. Now, Coach Tiff, our nutritionist, she's constantly telling us, eat healthy, eat healthy, eat healthy. This is kind of our little spot to hide the good stuff. It's a great place to live. Enjoy having people over just to hang out, but it's a fun time, really nice. It's a great place to be. Well, that wraps wraps up the tour of Headington Hall. You don't got to go home, but you got to get out of here. I got to head to practice, which luckily for me is right across the street.
Thank you, Trevor Knight, for the excellent tour. And Headington Hall is completely funded by the OU Athletic Department, housing 380 students. Over half are non-student athletes. But Headington Hall, not the only resource athletics has provided, as in the last 13 years, the department has contributed over $46 million to academics here at the University of Oklahoma, and one Sooner football player is taking full advantage. The University of Oklahoma is known for having one of the most successful athletic departments in the country, but it's also home to one of the top petroleum engineering programs in the world.
We're among the top rated in the nation because of our people and our facilities. There's no question, there's no lab that compares to what we have here, the experience that our students get, either in the university or in industry.
They have all the resources here at the university that we need, whether it be experimental data, labs, library resources. They just have it all.
Offensive lineman Sam Grant is taking full advantage of the opportunities provided for him at Oklahoma, balancing football and pursuing a degree in petroleum engineering.
I don't know how he does it. Apparently he gets up in the morning, lifts weights at 5:30 in the morning, and then comes to class. His blood is still running in his veins, manages to stay awake, and then he has lab classes. And so Sam participates in the lab actively, hasn't missed a lecture yet, and he's a hard worker.
Just managing my time, working with people from class, friends I've met throughout the program, and just managing my time pretty much. It's hard, but it's fun doing both.
For the native of North Royalton, Ohio, the University of Oklahoma was the perfect fit, providing him the chance to succeed both on the football field and in the classroom.
You walk around here and there's just everything you could ever ask for, whether it be, technology, the faculty, all the resources they have here. It's huge.
The Sooner Athletic Department strives for their student athletes to achieve great things, but not just on their field of play. By providing many resources to academics at OU, the hope is to prepare those student athletes for what's next after sports.
Well, obviously the university wouldn't be here if it weren't for education, and obviously football wouldn't be here if it weren't for, the whole university setting. And I think it's great that they give back and just expand the whole university as a whole.
We welcome you back to the annual spring football game at the University of Oklahoma, presented by U.S. Fleet Tracking. It's 14-13 white. Justice Hansen throwing touchdown passes to Taylor McNamara and to the Dogs. Here at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium, we're here with one of the all-time great receivers in Sooner history, Mark Clayton. What's it like for you to come back?
It's amazing. To be honest, this is probably the biggest spring game crowd that I've ever seen.
What was spring like for you as a player around here?
It was huge. It's a big deal here because, a lot of what we do and how we practice and our mentality is like we practice very hard, and it makes the games easy. And so this is a really big deal for us, like with the inter-squad scrimmage.
This is such a family here at the University of Oklahoma with former players, of course, Coach Stoops and the coaching staff. Yeah. You've been around the world. You've played in the NFL now. Do you always feel like this is home when you come back?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, coming out of high school, coming to Oklahoma, I wasn't a high recruit, and I was an undersized guy and all that. And so what happened was with the staff and my teammates and everybody around helping build a fire and create a miniature beast, if you will, and be able to go on and do everything that I've done. This is the beginning for me.
Spent time in the NFL, played with former Sooner Sam Bradford with the Rams. Now what are you into? You've got a startup operation out of Dallas, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Live Headphones. And so after breaking some headphones, trying to run routes and play hard, I decided to invent my own headphones. And so I invented some over-ear headphones.
We look forward to seeing the product, Mark. Always look forward to seeing you here. We appreciate you stopping by with us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Mark Clayton, one of the great receivers in Sooner history. We're at halftime of the spring football game presented by U.S. Fleet Tracking.
From Apopka, Florida, and I'm here to show you around the Everest Indoor Training Facility. Here along the walls, you can see the Big 12 Championship banners all up. You can see the National Championship banners down there along the south end zone. This is where your career begins when you come in as a freshman in the summer, and then it's where it ends when you wrap your career up here at OU at Pro Day. All right, so now we're here in the Seafried weight room in the Switzer Center. This is where we We're trying to put on weight, get bigger and stronger. Where Smitty's pushing us along with the other coaches. This is really where we put the work in. This is where we win championships, in the weight room.
And also, he is also Trevor Knight's roommate, Ty Darlington.
He is, and you know, when he talks about Smitty, that's Jerry Schmidt, the strength coach, and he works with every player. I mean, he has a relationship with every player on the football team. And Jerry Schmidt has won national championships at Florida, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma. One of the absolute best in the business, and he's really done a great job of taking boys and turning them into men when they come from high school and matriculate here at Oklahoma.
Well, you know, we talked to Bob Stoops, obviously, in the first half, and we'll be doing that in the second half. Also, at the beginning of the game, we talked about the fact that Trevor Knight had a camera on his helmet. It's not on now. They decided to take it off. So we decided to give you a look to see what Trevor was seeing in that first half. It is kind of an interesting perspective.
Yeah, it is. And this is what
you need some Dramamine, but you know.
Well, people say, okay, why can't the quarterback see that guy wide open? Are you kidding me? It's like rush hour in Manhattan. I mean, all the big bodies are in front of him, and these guys are, you know, you have offensive linemen 6'5" to 6'9", and sometimes seeing down the football field obviously isn't as easy as you think it might be, and that's kind of the bird's eye view of what Trevor Knight was seeing.
I want to remind you, join Soonersports.tv now for the ultimate access during the 2014 OU football season. Your premium subscription includes a live second screen experience during games, full game archives, exclusive classic content, and a lot more. Annual packages are now available for as low as $5 a month. Offer's not going to last very long, so you better sign up today at Soonersports.tv. And if you are a true Crimson fan, you'll want to get that. You know, we were talking about Jerry Schmidt. We also want to mention that Tiffany Bird is now running the nutrition side of Oklahoma.
Yes.
And you and I spent some time with her on Thursday, gave us even some samples of what they do. They are very concerned on how they feed the players and making sure they get the right things in their body. And Tiffany's convinced these guys to eat fruit. And when we walked in where she is after practice, tons of fruit being laid out.
Absolutely, and she's done a phenomenal job, and they are buying what she's selling.
Yeah.
Because they are getting refueled quickly with good food, wholesome food, and the players understand the value of that, and they see the results of it, so she's definitely got them believing for sure.
Of course, Tiffany, we thank her for giving us all that healthy snacks that we put on our Oreos as we were walking out.
Right, only a half a pack.
By the way, a crowd of over 43,000 on hand today, 43,500. And Trevor Knight would have had his head taken off on that play by Eric Stryker.
Yep. And how about Stryker in the Sugar Bowl? 3 quarterback sacks, and he forced an intentional grounding. And the tackle that he was operating against from Alabama would be a first-round draft pick in the NFL and couldn't block Eric Stryker. And they never chipped. They never helped the tackle. Eric Stryker ate his lunch.
Well, he also had the fumble recovery for a touchdown versus Oklahoma State. So a loss of 6 on the play. Again, it is Stryker.
Stryker strikes again.
Well, you know, you and I had the Louisiana Monroe game, first game of the year, and we had a little taste of Mr. Eric Stryker, and we walked away very impressed.
Well, he's got a low pad level, and he has great body lean, and he just uses his hands, a little rip move. Well, I'm telling you, he makes himself smaller. He'll turn at the right time and give you no hitting surface. He's a handful on the edge. He's big time.
Yeah, 3 wide receivers to the right on 3rd down and 25. White leading 14-13. Red with the football, and again, the pass is knocked down.
Well, it was pressure from Tapper. So Stryker on one edge and Tapper on the other, and all of a sudden it's tough to throw the football out of the pocket as a quarterback. And that's what Sooner fans can look forward to, that front 7 of Mike Stoops. He can, you know, straight rush guys, or he can come up with exotic pressure packages, and it's going to be a lot to prepare for.
Well, Tapper didn't even practice on Thursday. Wasn't sure if he was going to play today, but he is in the ball game. And Jed Barnett with a kick. A pretty good one. Down to the 32-yard line. We were talking about the defense, and by the way, congratulations to Mike Stoops, who was the recruiter of the year for 2013.
Yeah.
But this is how his defense improved last season from the previous year.
And the thing that's remarkable when you look at these numbers, midstream he changed his defensive configuration. I mean, he went to a 3-4 package, and a lot of it, some of it was out of necessity, you know, and some of it was basically fitting the versatility of his personnel. And they are so multiple and so versatile, and it really is impressive what they did midstream, and the players responded. I thought last year was a great lesson to all the Oklahoma Sooners in terms of dealing with adversity, and then making adjustments, and then getting validated by winning those 4 games and winning the Sugar Bowl. I mean, that's big time. A lot of guys in this football team experienced that life lesson last year.
And Daniel Brooks now in the backfield. Baker Mayfield at quarterback, 5 for 5 in that first half. Handoff left side. Just kind of following up on Mike Stoops again. Last year led the Big 12 in total defense. First time since 06. Also led the Big 12 in pass defense. Talking to him today, he said this is the best 2 deep he's ever had here for the 2014 season on defense.
And you know, that's key, because when somebody goes down, invariably somebody is going to have an injury and go down. Next man up. And you don't want to have a major drop-off, and that's what Oklahoma's done. They've built that roster depth.
Mayfield facing 4-man pressure, gets touched, and he's going to lose a few on the play. Jordan Wade doing a nice job from that defensive tackle spot. And joining us again, head coach Bob Stoops. Bob, your defensive improvement last year and how it's matured and how you've been tweaking things. You're better and faster at linebacker. Talk about your defensive improvement.
Yeah, it all begins up front. We're much bigger and stronger now up front. Guys are really now, it's the first year, it's a full year into our 3-4 system, and we're just much more versatile, stronger, faster up front. We've got bigger players on the backer, outside backer spots. So it's coming along.
You know, the thing that is impressive to me, Coach, you've got a laundry list of accomplishments, but never lost 2 regular season games in a row in 16 years. Never lost back-to-back regular season games. To me, that's a testament of you don't get too high, you don't get too low. That even keel nature of Bob Stoops plays big with your team.
Hopefully, I wish I had some wood to knock at you. I don't like knocking. Hopefully, we can keep that going and don't even get one loss here and there.
All right, thanks, Bob. We'll be joining you again in a couple of minutes. Just a moment ago, we saw Austin Bennett with his 4th reception of the game. And again, Baker Mayfield showing that he does have an arm and once again can't play this coming season.
And there was a great adjustment to the football by Austin Bennett coming back on that football. And Austin Bennett's made some plays. He caught a touchdown pass. And you know, in the first half, Taylor McNamara had a couple of touchdown catches. And what's the well, this is McNamara.
Yeah.
Actually, on that play, that was Connor Knight making that play as a tight end. But in the first half, McNamara had a couple of touchdown catches, and I thought the defensive star was Jordan Evans.
Yeah.
You know, he made a tackle for loss on a big 3rd and 2, 3rd and short situation. He deflected a pass that a teammate Wade intercepted on the deflection. And a lot of guys, coaches are looking for players to flash and make plays and step up, and guys are doing it.
Mayfield looks left, throws it out into the flat. Pass is complete to Brooks. Brooks having a nice game and showing coaches a little something today. Gets inside the 40 before Reuben Hunter brings him down.
It's good to see Jordan Smallwood out there block.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a wide receiver and you don't have your hands on the football, do something for your teammate. And watch number 17 out here in the perimeter throw the block and get his teammate involved and get him down the football field to make some extra yards. And that's what you have to do. And what do you do without the ball in your hands? Everybody can perform with the ball in your hands.
I like the fact that after he made the block, was pushed aside, got right back into it again. Brooks again flies out of the backfield. Mayfield completes the pass down to about the 31-yard line. Connor Knight on the reception. Didn't have a catch last year. The sophomore also out of Ronald Reagan High School in San Antonio. Had an outstanding high school coach and a guy by the name of David Wetzel.
Up tempo goes Oklahoma on a 3rd and short.
Brooks, nice little stutter step. And he'll get the first down.
Brooks was the leading rusher in the first half at 37 yards on 4 lugs, over 9 yards a carry. The big rush that he had where he made somebody miss and accelerated inside the 5-yard line that led to the first touchdown. That he did a lot of damage on that play.
How about 6.7 yards a carry? That'll work. 1st and 10. Ball inside the 30, down at about the 28-yard line. For the white team, Mayfield looking for 6, throws inside the 5, touchdown, Jordan Smallwood.
Well, Mayfield went back shoulder, intentionally went back shoulder, and The football was found by Smallwood before the defender could react to it. So this was a great throw by an experienced quarterback. Watch Baker Mayfield. He's going to throw the ball to the back shoulder, short of the intended target intentionally, and Smallwood makes a reaction to the ball and makes a play on it before Devontae Bond can.
I think Stan Von Taylor is not going to want to see the tape on that one. Got turned around a little bit, couldn't find the football. And the White increases the lead to 20-13 and make it 21-13. So Baker Mayfield putting on a show here in the OU spring game. Jordan Smallwood
when you
with
block,
a touchdown.
When you block, you get rewarded.
Dulway. I'm a defensive lineman from Dallas, Texas, and today I'm going to be showing you guys Coach Stoops' office. We got, first of all, his family. That's him, his wife, 2 sons, and his daughter. Jimmy Johnson gave Coach Stoops a signed helmet of his. These are all of the game balls, the most recent one against Alabama, and we got the game ball from the national championship back in 2000. Over here, we have the famous box. This is just amazing. It's like I can hear angels just hollering. So he just sits here and just, with all his rings on, just watches TV. So I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. And my name is Chuka, and au revoir, mes amis.
Chuka speaks 3 languages, by the way, not only English, we heard his French, but also Ibo, which is a Nigerian dialect, and Chuka is of Nigerian descent. So he threw a little French at us there.
Yeah, au revoir, mes amis is goodbye, my friends.
Cody Thomas hooks it up with Derek Woods. And Woods with his 3rd reception here in the spring game.
Starting to stretch the field a little bit in the passing attack and with some success getting after it. That's what Oklahoma, the biggest improvement they want to do is chunk plays.
Want to be a little more efficient in that passing game. Nice little stutter step running by Keith Ford. Let's go down to the field. Here's Chad again.
Ron and Dave, appreciate it. Got Sterling Shepard, who's not playing in the spring game but has been here through the spring. Derek Woods just caught a pass, a guy that's going to emerge in the wide receiver rotation, you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we had a lot of horses in the stable last year. You got to see what he had in his tank at the Alabama game, making that unbelievable catch. So, yeah, we're looking at these guys.
What's it been like for you to have to sit out and watch today?
I hate watching. You know, I'm used to being in the huddle, being out on the field. It kind of sucks to watch, but now I'm kind of playing the coaching role, so.
Yeah, I saw you getting after Woods down the sideline, making sure he was running the right route.
Oh, yeah, you got to make sure everybody's doing the right thing.
You guys, Jalen Saunders will be going off to the NFL next year. Have you taken on more of an increased leadership role amongst the wide receivers?
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. I mean, I had a lot of leaders whenever I was younger. Kenny being my first leader kind of showed me the ropes, and then Jalen last year. So they kind of taught me the way to be a leader, and I'm trying to do the same thing.
How much fun is a day like this? You've been around the Oklahoma football family, your dad having played here, see some guys from the past come back, and it's just a big family kind of day.
Oh, yeah, definitely a family type of day. Sooner fans all out here supporting us. A lot more fans than last year, actually. And, you know, it's always great to see the guys that went to the league and are coming back now.
Sterling, thanks for joining us. Continued good luck with the recuperation.
Thank you.
Sterling Shepard, guys, back up to you.
All right, 51 receptions last year, 96 in his first 2 years, has 10 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons at Oklahoma. And I'll tell you what, Dave, if he keeps that up, he'll be one of the top 5 wide receivers in Oklahoma history.
Playmaker.
Absolutely. Thomas rifling the ball, caught. KJ Young. You know, you talk about returning touchdown receptions. Right. This may come as a surprise to people.
Yeah, Honeycutt is one of the touchdown receivers. Remember the fake field goal at Oklahoma State, an 8-yard reception, and Rukowski, fullback, H-back, tight end, had one last year, and Sterling Shepard had a couple of them. So it's they're looking for playmakers. They're looking for guys that you know, want to expand their roles from last year and be big factors this season.
I tell you, Honeycutt got slobber knockered after he caught that touchdown. That was a denture check there. On 3rd down and short. Nice job by the defense again. That'll be a loss of about a yard on the play.
Stryker.
Eric Stryker again leading the charge. I don't think Keith Ford had any chance on that.
Yeah, Stryker is he is just one of these guys that has tremendous instincts, and he's unblocked. He decides, you know what? I'm not going to contain on the backside. I'm just going to come like a banshee down the line of scrimmage and disrupt and see what havoc I can cause. And he caused a bunch. And on third down, they have to settle for a field goal opportunity.
Eric Osick will try the field goal. They'll mark it at about the 29-yard line. This will be a 39-yard attempt. He's already seen Honeycutt with a booming leg today. Good snap, good hold.
No, pushed it.
Didn't get it. Now, we talked about the little Halloween party, talked about the pool party, but even when practice is going on, all of a sudden, Coach Stoops and his staff go, let's try something different. How about a little tug-of-war, offense versus defense at one point?
Yeah, it's bigs against bigs. You know, linemen go against linemen, of course, trying to make it equal size-wise. And then when you go one-on-one, it's also a bigger player against bigger player. Blake Bell right here winning the big battle, the one-on-one battle. And they did it during practices all through the spring and kept track of it. And you can see it's important to the players. And Blake Bell won his big individual match.
And Blake Bell, of course, is not playing in this ball game. Makes the move to tight end. I tell you, he actually likes the move. And when you look at it from an NFL standpoint, this gives him a better chance.
Well, absolutely. And his dad got drafted in the 4th round and played in the NFL at the tight end position. So, you know, it's definitely in the genes, as you'd say.
And Mike Stoops' defense doing a nice job in this ball game so far, chasing Justice Hansen around. Anoha, P.L. Lindley on the charge. I'll tell you, and they weren't going to use any expansive blitz package or anything today, but Mike was looking for guys on defense that can make plays.
And some of the cast of characters, Eric Stryker, no shock.
Yeah.
Eric Stryker showed last year that he can make plays, and he's showing it again. But I do think that, Evans flashed with some plays at middle linebacker.
Can't drop passes like that. Austin Bennett's got a couple of catches today. Can't get the hands around that.
Yeah, he's got a touchdown reception and made a good adjustment on a football down the sideline for significant yards. Changed football field position a little bit.
Final 50 seconds here in quarter number 3. White leading 21-13. We'll have 12 minutes remaining when this quarter is over. And we'll get Dave's evaluation on a couple of things coming up in just a second here. Audible from the sideline. Here comes the pressure again, and he will be touched at the 15-yard line. Okoronkwo coming in from that jack position, the redshirt freshman out of Houston, Texas.
And I'll tell you, Bond was coming on the other side as well. Both edges, the pressure was significant, and got to step up a little bit sooner. But there was pretty good pressure up the middle. And the guy that was a factor that did not allow the quarterback to step up was Charles Walker, who's been playing real well, the redshirt freshman. So there was good, significant pass rush across the board on that snap.
I tell you, one player that Dave Lapham loved watching in practice on Thursday was Charles Walker. He's beefed up. This is a guy that runs a 4.67 40.
Yeah, he's
at his size.
And players that have gone against him during the course of the spring say he's a handful. So when you get that, that's the ultimate compliment. Going one-on-one against each other, and it's like, we think we have something special here with this guy. He just has to when he knows exactly what he's supposed to do and can go all out, he's unhandleable. But sometimes he's a young guy, so he's thinking too much instead of reacting. It has to be a scenario where at the snap of the football, he just goes. It's second nature to him.
Part of the crowd of over 40,000 on hand today, an absolutely perfect day. And, of course, the OU baseball team will be playing Texas here in about 25 minutes. And you can see the crowd. Tell you what, 43,500.
Nice.
I think there's a lot of Division I schools that would like that during the regular season. They get it for the spring game. Alex Ross back into the backfield now for Oklahoma. This will be the final play of quarter number 3. Flag is thrown.
Stryker was offside that time. Or maybe there was an illegal procedure. Maybe it was a false start. He caused the tackle to flinch. Yeah, he did. He caused the tackle to flinch. I mean, he came up to the line of scrimmage, and St. John's working against him, the big Canadian that they've, number 55 in the red jersey. They trimmed him down and now beefing him back up. Good pass protector, good feet, long arms. But Stryker comes up, up to the line of scrimmage, and
Josiah moves there, huh?
And he flinches a little bit because he wants to get off on the ball. The striker's so quick off the edge.
Dave, I flinched up here when I saw him lining up. Come on. And that should do it, quarter number 3. And as we head to the final stanza, White leading the Red 21-13. The 2014 OU Spring Game is brought to you by U.S. Fleet Tracking. Anything that moves, anywhere.
Hey, what's up? My name is Daryl Williams. I'm number 79, play offensive tackle. We're in our wonderful locker room. These are the nice couches here. We got 8 TVs in here. I think we got 4 TVs in there. But our lockers, man, they're nice. We got our lock systems in where you put your phones and stuff in there so nobody can steal it. We got all these bars, man. Some are good. Some are builders, more builders. Oh, my God. You got coaches coming in here. You got trainers. Anybody, that's welcome here, coming in here, get a snack because it's always good. This is where we chill, relax, hang out, fuel, eat, just play around with each other. So, hope you guys enjoy.
And then we had a shot of Tiffany Bird there. There's Daryl Williams, the big senior out of Lake Dallas, Texas, has had an unbelievable spring. And I think what stands out to all of us, and Bob Stoops joining us, he's pushing guys this year, Bob. I mean, he seems like he's turned into a great leader for you.
Daryl's really, you're very correct. He's now on his 3rd year starting, and just respected by the entire team, has played well, and he really took the role on this winter and was really one of the better leaders we've had all winter long.
Coach, I've heard other coaches talk about the spring that he's had. He's been so efficient with his technique, no wasted motion. He's playing at even a higher level for you, isn't he?
He's playing really well. He gets to go against Eric Stryker and Charles Tapper every day.
Right.
And they'll make you improve your technique a little bit, and he likes it. Those guys get him sometimes, he gets them sometimes, and they like going against each other and competing every day.
All right, beginning the final 12 minutes here in the OU Spring Game in front of a crowd of over 43,000. Matt Diamond showing a little defense there. Coach, what has stood out to you so far through these first 3 quarters?
Well, it's been pretty fundamental and pretty sound. I know defensively we're not doing much, but I like the fact that we're playing a couple of our base structures that we always play without much blitzing, and guys are playing with really pretty good technique. So anyway, that part of it's been really good.
From what you can tell, I know you've got to study tape, but very few assignment errors, and the techniques and the fundamentals have all been pretty good for you. That's what you're looking for in the spring game, isn't it?
No question. Guys who play with good fundamentals, know what their assignments are, play assignment correct, who are going to play physical when they get opportunities to block people, to get off blocks, to tackle. All those kind of things are really those kind of fundamentals you really want to see.
Hey, Bob, one of the things, and we've noticed since you've been here, and a lot of coaches do it across the country, but your players become involved in a number of different activities, including bringing Special Olympians and your team and you so involved in the community here in Oklahoma City and in Norman.
We really try to be taking kids to the Children's Hospital, going to read at different schools. We always have 12 to 16 players every summer go with our women's basketball team to Haiti and spend a week there over their vacation days between summer school and camp. So anyway, we do our best to introduce them to it.
All right, Bob, we'll be checking back with you before the game ends. Thanks for spending some time with us again. And also, Bob mentioned the Children's Hospital. Started going there in about 2000. He told us yesterday he still has coffee with a young girl he met when she was 12 years old. She's now cancer-free, and she's 22 years of age. And Bob just opens his heart as we have a player down on the field.
Dimitri Flowers, and it's not looking good, unfortunately. And that's this is the young man that came in as an early enrollee, and he's been playing so unbelievably well, so mature, so smart in his football acumen, and they thought that when you lose a player the caliber of Millard, that it's going to be a long time before anybody like that shows up again. And then this kid is the same type of guy with his approach to the game of football, and unfortunately he's getting some attention here.
An outstanding training staff led by Scott Anderson, who's been here 16 years, and the facilities here, if you are dinged up, they get you healed up quickly as possible. Great medical staff here at Oklahoma, and they're taking a look at that leg, and we're not going to speculate on it.
You know, it's amazing. Last year, the team lost Trey Millard and then had to go to Kansas State, and they lose Sterling Shepard in the first quarter and win the football game.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and then make adjustments and continue to win and play unbelievable football. So it's good to see him up, walking off the field under his own power. That's a really, really good sign all the time. And hopefully he's going to be fine.
There's a good look at Scott Anderson. I've had the pleasure of knowing him for the better part of a lot of years.
he's been here all 16 years with Bob Stoops.
Yeah, and he was there a long time before that, too.
Yeah.
He was here with Coach Switzer. Not saying that Scott is old, because I don't want him yelling at me after the game. Now they had to kick it away, and there'll be a change of possession. And we talked about the facilities here, and when players do get dinged up. And Dave is a former player with a lot of aches. Used to probably just sit in the big old aluminum tub filled with ice, right?
You know, I never did. I tried to stay out of the tub. I was always told you can't make the club in the tub. So
There you go.
I took that real literally. But, you know, this is phenomenal. I was very fortunate, knock on wood. I didn't really have that many real significant injuries. But, man, the way the equipment facilities they have here and the way they can rehab guys so quickly is just phenomenal.
Well, Justin Hansen comes back in at quarterback. Justice Hansen, the 6'4" freshman out of Edmond, Oklahoma. And this game also a chance for some of the early enrollees who checked into Oklahoma in January, a chance to get their first collegiate action. I'm sure they're a little wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. Thrown out in the flat. Smallwood with the reception. And we talk about those young players that did enroll in January and got to play today, and obviously we're seeing one of them in Justice Hansen, the quarterback, and there's a couple of others along with Flowers,
right,
Jelani, and Bond.
And they've all made plays. That's the thing. I mean, it's not too big for them. You know, they belong at this level of football, and that's a good thing.
Got to get used to the speed, though, of the game, I think. And this gives them a good chance to do that.
Yeah, and the fact that they're able to make plays while doing that is a very, very positive sign. Looks like a formation issue there.
And that'll back it up. Ball was on about the 23-yard line. They'll back it up 5 on that.
By the way, this Big 12 officials here officiating this spring football game, so that's it's good for them to get a little early action as well, and for players to get acclimated to the Big 12 officials making the calls.
First down and 15. Whoa. Ball is bobbled. Hansen shows he has some running ability up over the 25, and they're going to mark him down at the 29-yard line. Darius Owens finally pushing him out of bounds.
That's not the type of play you put in the playbook, that's for sure.
No.
But that broken play turned out pretty positively. He made made the best of a tough opportunity right there. The shotgun snap wasn't that bad. He bobbled it around and then, found a little seam on the perimeter and showed enough wheels to get there.
And he's a big guy. When he walked by us the other day, we said, boy, that
good 6'4", legit 6'4", maybe 6'5". Uh-oh, a little early. A little early from the tight end position. That's going to cost you 5.
And that'll back them up. So they've run 1 play, 2 penalties. As we close in on 9:20 to play here in the 4th and final stanza.
And the pre-snap penalties are what drive the coaches nuts. It's penalties are going to happen in the act of combat. Things are going to happen. But when you beat yourself with a pre-snap penalty and give up real estate, it's valuable. It's bothersome.
Well, Oklahoma last year only about 7 penalties a ball game for about 55 yards a contest. Still way too much if you're a coach. That's 2nd down. Left side looking for some running room. Getting some running room is Brooks. Brooks is finally knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Good enough for a first down. I tell you, he's been impressive today.
He has 37 yards rushing in the first half. Had a nice big chunk right there. Definitely the leading rusher in the spring game. There's no question about it.
Take a look at it again. Get some nice blocks on that left side. Does a lot himself, though.
And Smallwood again. on the perimeter, getting a block that'll take him an extra 5 or 10 yards. He may have stepped out of bounds, and he did. He stepped out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
And that's where they'll put it in play. Hansen swings it out. Dangerous pass is picked off. Okoronkwo with the ball inside the 5, reaches, and he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
Well, Brooks should have made the catch. Brooks bobbled the football. When he bobbled the football, it was opportunity, and it was capitalized on. There's no question about it. That's two interceptions on tip passes. One was tipped by the defense. This one tipped by the offense. That's catchable football. You got to secure it. When you don't, the defense is going to make you pay.
Okoronkwo, nice job here, but I think when Brooks saw Obo closing in on him, got a little alligator arms there.
Yeah, well, Obo did a nice job of making a play on it and almost taking it in, finalizing it for a defensive score. He gives his team a short field, though, offensively at the 2-yard line. Nice effort right there.
Get a little kudos from Coach Kish on the sideline.
You know, you look at a guy and realize he's 6'1", 243 pounds. Looked pretty good in space there. I mean, he's a very athletic young man. There's no question about it. The linebackers, again, Jerry Schmidt has done a nice job of putting good muscle mass on these guys. They still are able to move in space.
Now Cody Thomas back in at quarterback for the white team. They lead at 21-13. David Smith behind him. Smith bounces left side, touchdown.
Well, that's twice the offense has been able to capitalize on defensive takeaways off of each interception. The offense has been able to come up with a score, and that's something that you like to do is capitalize on those opportunities.
And they stretch the lead to 27-13 with 8:15 to play here in the third. All set up by the interception by Obo Okoronkwo. And the extra point. And it is good. Okoronkwo coming up with the interception off the hands of Brooks. Takes it down to the 2-yard line. That sets up the touchdown. The 2014 OU Spring Game is brought to you by U.S. Fleet Tracking. Anything that moves, anywhere.
Eric Stryker, linebacker here at the University of Oklahoma. Welcome to the Red Room. This is where we meet for meetings. This is where we come to break down film. On a normal team meeting, this is how Coach Stoops come in. Hey guys, welcome back. Monday. We're gonna break down film for about 30 minutes. Once the team meeting is over, and we split for offense and defense, you got this little wall right here. Got to come all the way down and split the room in half. This is also where Coach Stoops will come and, talk to the media, address the media about the team. Everything here was provided by Adrian Peterson. And you guys know him, alumni. We appreciate that, Adrian Peterson, for this beautiful room, man.
I tell you what, Dave, that is so impressive when you walk in there, and thanks again to Adrian Peterson for donating the money.
Adrian Peterson, Roy Williams, a lot of guys have given back to the school, and again, that starts, I think, with Bob Stoops' example. He's a give-back guy.
Leo Luna has checked into the ball game, number 35, running from that fullback spot. Luna, the freshman out of Matthews, North Carolina, getting his first taste of collegiate action. Talk about a thrill. Not expected really to play in the spring game, and all of a sudden you get a carry. Inside of 7 minutes to play here in the OU spring game. Thomas looking for somebody, and he is going to be knocked down. P.L. Lindley comes up with a stop. Let's check in with Chad on the sideline. Chad.
Thank you, Ron. Dave, I'm with another one of Dave's kind of guys. You notice a lot of offensive linemen. Lane Johnson of the Philadelphia Eagles with us. What's it like for you to come back and watch some of your former teammates?
It feels good. I mean, they have a lot of momentum from that win over Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, so, a lot of energy here. It's good to see a bunch of new faces I ain't never seen and I haven't seen yet, and see some, old friends here.
How important are bragging rights when the Sooners win a Sugar Bowl in that NFL locker room?
It was awesome. We have a bunch of Alabama guys in the locker room, so we're a big underdog coming in. The next day, I made sure I wore all my OU stuff, so
How important is it to continue to come around and be a part of the family? You got a lot of former teammates and, of course, the coaching staff here at OU.
I think it's just a very special place to be. Got a lot of good people in the NFL now that like to come around and talk to some of the younger guys and just be around some of the guys that have been here for a while and talk to the younger guys.
I think a lot of people would be curious. You made the jump one time from quarterback, tight end, and offensive lineman now in the NFL. Can you sympathize or kind of feel what Blake Bell's going through as he makes that jump?
Well, I think he has either his uncle or his dad played tight end in the NFL. And I think as far as route running, I think he knows, route running concepts because he knows where the holes will be open. And from what I've heard, he's had a very good spring, blocking. It's unfortunate he couldn't play today because of his knee, but I heard good things.
Lane, we look forward to seeing you again coming this fall with the Eagles. Best of luck to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
All right. Very impressive list of alumni here today.
I love it, Chad. You're right on. I mean, started as a quarterback. I can't say that I started a quarterback wrong.
No.
Never did start at that position, but...
Well, how this day started was the Sugar Bowl trophy in the middle of the field, and they actually brought it out on Thursday. A lot of the students had a chance to come to practice and hear Coach Stoops talk and meet some of the players and get pictures taken with the trophy, and they started out showing the fans here today what they won by beating Alabama.
That was definitely a validation of the 2013 football team, and Sooner fans went crazy.
I think a lot of people around the country went crazy over that because Oklahoma, you and I were talking at the beginning of the year that not much was said about Oklahoma, and that was probably the first time since you and I started in the Big 12 in '96 that Oklahoma wasn't mentioned when it came to contenders for the title.
Well, the thing that is amazing to me is the country basically after they lost the game to Baylor, counted them as dead. And then they go to Kansas State and win an important football game and get on a roll. And it was an incredible turnaround that people never anticipated.
And Bob joins us again. And Bob, you and I were talking on yesterday about how the backs were against the wall. After that Baylor game, you knew you had to play better. You adjusted better in that game. You even lost a couple of players in that Baylor game that hurt. But your team bounced back. How proud were you of the way they bounced back against Kansas State?
Well, it's very pleasing anytime your players show that kind of resilience and never give up, and regardless of what anybody says, stick to what we're doing, trust ourselves, and continue to play hard.
Another interception for your defense coach, Aaron Franklin, coming up with the interception. And I think your defensive backs have done some good things today, even your linebackers.
Yeah, I think our coverage has really been, for the most part, pretty good. We've gotten some pretty good pressure in some areas, and yeah, it's good to see these guys flying, making plays on the ball when they get their chance.
Bob, this will probably be the last time we talk to you in this ball game. We want to thank you so much for being part and putting a microphone on and giving us some insight on this, and we wish you the very best in the 2014 season.
Well, I sure appreciate it, Ron. Dave, you guys are great professionals, and it's always great to work with you. Thank you.
Congratulations on being the winningest coach in Oklahoma history, and many, many more successes.
All right, last back to action. We're in the final 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And Reuben Hunter getting a lot of playing time in the middle, that middle linebacker spot. The sophomore out of Putnam City North High School, an outstanding school in Oklahoma City. Yeah, good look at Daniel Brooks, and I think if there's an offense, you look at players that have really stood out in this game. I think Brooks, he's one of the top three we've seen today.
And Brooks is one of these prototypical backs now at 5'8". It's hard to find him. Get him in there behind those offensive linemen, and he hides. And all of a sudden he springs on you, and he's done a good job running between the tackles, hiding behind those big body guys.
Pass incomplete. Intended for Cody Chancellor. Off his hands. Final 1:53.
Taking a look at Taylor McNamara there a little bit. 88, 2 touchdown passes on the day.
Yeah.
He stepped up and made some plays at the tight end position.
Well, let's talk about quarterbacks, though, because we had the question coming in. Thomas and Hansen. Has anybody stood out to you today?
I think they both played well, but Hansen in the first half was, really good. 3 for 4, 47 yards and a touchdown. The touchdown pass he threw, feathery touch, and he hit a perfect spot. I think they're going to be fine now. The fact is they haven't taken any snaps and live snaps in a regular season college football game, but pretty good athletes. I mean, obviously something to work with for sure.
And you take a look at the numbers today. Baker Mayfield, 8 for 8, 92 yards, a couple of touchdowns.
Unfortunately, he won't be able to go though, this year. And if he were eligible, he'd be the backup quarterback, but he's not.
And that's the way the spring game's going to end. So the White wins at the final, 28-13. Coach Bob Stoops and company, they had a lot of questions coming in, and a lot of the questions probably were answered. But, of course, one of the highlights of the 2013 season, along with the Sugar Bowl win, was Bob Stoops becoming the all-time winningest coach in Oklahoma history. And after the game, athletic director Joe Castiglione paid honor to that.
Well, today, we want to all join in congratulating Bob Stoops on becoming the winningest football coach in Oklahoma history.
And what about Joe Castiglione? You know, you talk about an athletic director that's had unbelievable success with his athletic department, and a visionary, an idea guy. Joe Castiglione is the man.
And he hires, of course, Bob Stoops. And want to say a special thanks to Joe and the entire athletic department for giving Sooner Vision the equipment to not only do this spring game, but also to do not only tennis yesterday, baseball at the same time. They've got tennis, they've got baseball, they've got football. Joe, thanks for getting the funds for Sooner Vision. Dave and I have been in the business an awful long time, and this is an incredible facility with some very talented people here.
Yeah, it's a home run. It's a win-win-win situation for everybody involved, and congratulations for the entire nation, Sooner Nation, putting on a great spring game today.
Well, that's going to wrap up the OU spring game in front of a record crowd of over 43,000. The White wins it, and it was an impressive time at that. Want to remind those of you on Fox Sports Oklahoma, you can stay with us because we'll be bringing you Oklahoma tennis as they take on the men from Baylor. For Dave Lapham and our entire crew in Norman, Oklahoma, I'm Ron Thulin. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the fall football season 2014, just over 4 months ahead.